thought I'd stop and take a minute here before we go on to our next stop and share with you a post that I posted on my Facebook earlier this morning. The Lord really inspired me with this one because I believe that He shows us the steps we need to take sometimes just before we have to take them. And He shows us what we're going to need to do if we are to grow in Him. And growth is what this thing is all about. I mean, when you have a child and that child is born into the world, he starts off as a small baby, and if that child don't grow, you got a problem on your hands. And so you have to go to the medical experts and figure out what's going on that's preventing this child from experiencing growth. It's the same thing spiritually. If we're not growing spiritually, if we're still involved in the same bondages and the same problems that we had 5 years ago, if we still haven't gotten victory, I mean, if you're there, you're there, and you shouldn't be condemning yourself for being there. But if you're not growing, you're not growing, and there's a problem with that. So you need to find out what is that problem, and then you need to take care of it. But anyway, what I wrote on my Facebook was this: if we're going to be able to live victorious, overcoming, courageous lives in these days of uncertainty, chaos, and fear, we're going to have to be calm in our hearts. We're going to have loving and compassionate hearts towards others. We're going to need to have constructive and Christ-centered relationships. And then we're going to have to be challenge ourselves and be challenged by other believers to grow in Him consistently. And finally, we need to be connected to the church. Let me say those 4 things again. We need to be calm in our hearts. We need to be compassionate toward others. We need to have constructive, Christ-centered relationships. And we need to be challenged to grow consistently. And then the 5th one, we need to be connected to a local church. We're created by the Lord to live in community, not in isolation. And I want you to understand that there are many one another and each other tasks that the New Testament lays out for us that we have where one another is concerned. For example, encourage one another, love one another, bear with one another. Those are just 3 that the task that the New Testament gives to followers of Christ. And so today, as we go forth with the Lord and we start rejoicing in God and we thank Him for all the wonderful things He's done in our lives, we need to see ourselves growing in these areas so that He is making us by His Spirit to become the Christian that we ought to be. So we're excited about it, and we're here in Lexington, Virginia for just a few more hours before we head back to Traverse City, Michigan. And I just want to say God bless you. Thanks for those of you who follow our program and in the different spots that we tape at. We love you. God bless you. And I'll see you a little further up this road. Bye-bye.